Hey y'all, what's up? It's Amanda and I am back with another video. So today's video, as you can see, we are kind of in a different spot. We are in the same spot but just at a different angle. This is what I see next to me. My TBR cart is normally like up against the wall over here. But I wanted to talk to you about these books will self-destruct if I don't read them by the end of 2024 list of books. That is a mouthful, but we are going to get into all the different books that I have to read if I don't want to unhaul them. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's just get right on into it. You'll see what I mean when we start talking about the books. This is my TBR jar. This jar is filled with all these little pieces of paper. Oh, I just dropped it. This jar is filled with little pieces of paper that have book titles on them. Can you guess where I'm going with this? Each book on this shelf is represented in this jar. In my TBR videos, you will see this mug in them because I will be picking one book out every so often. Like, I don't know how often I'm going to be making TBR videos because for January, I have so many books that I need to read that it's like alarming. So I don't know if I'll have enough time to read another book from this jar. But anyways, that is besides the point. I just wanted to introduce y'all to my TBR jar and just appreciate it. Look at it's a ghost with a little rat. So cute. So yeah, this is the plan for 2024. Getting into the books. I have quite a few books here with me. Let's start with the first three over here. I feel like these are books that I should have read by now because some of them are like classics, but have I read them yet? No. This is 1984 by George Orwell. I started reading this like maybe 4 years ago and I could not get into it, but that was before I discovered audiobooks, so I might try to listen to this on audiobook and see what happens. Next we have Misery by Stephen King. This is another one that I'm just like, how have I not read this yet before? It's like one of the Stephen King books that is like most popular. And this one I'm kind of ashamed at. Anyways, this is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I tried reading this before, but I hated honestly, the husband in this, hated him. So I didn't really want to listen to him go on and on and on about how he doesn't understand why his wife is gone. Anyways, I'm gonna try to reread this or start this over again in 2024. Mark my words. The next three I have are The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. This is a book that I started to read, but then I realized that I just wasn't paying attention to it as well as I wanted to, so I put it down momentarily and I'm gonna start it back up soon from the beginning just so I can get the full story over again. This is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. I read this actually for like an assigned reading one summer, but here's the thing, I only read like half of it and I don't remember the other half, so we're gonna just try again with this one. See if maybe at a much older age I have a greater appreciation for this memoir, because I'm in my memoir era right now. Like nonfiction is the thing I'm gravitating towards. And speaking of nonfiction, this is Diagnosis by Lisa Sanders, MD. This is just a book about medical mysteries. And these last three from the first row, I have The Book Thief. This is another book that I actually have read before. I do remember reading this, but again, I feel like I was too young to really fully appreciate it, so I'm gonna reread it. You mark my words, I will. This is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Again, a book that I have read before, but I want to ultimately reread this because I feel like now I'll understand certain things better. I don't know, that's just my thinking at least. And this last one, When in French, Love in a Second Language by Lauren Collins. This is like a memoir about how language barrier is no match for love and like finding love in a foreign country, because I think this person is an American. I don't know. Onto The Back Row. The Back Row has more series, so we'll get into that. Here we have These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. I tried reading These Violent Delights with the audiobook in 2022, I believe, and I could not get through it. I hated the audiobook narrator, so I want to try again to see if maybe reading it physically will be a better experience for me. And then ultimately, like, that was These Violent Delights. I want to finish or get to, I guess, Our Violent Ends. Next, we have a book that I hard DNF'd. I put it on this shelf because I want to give it another chance, but I know I'm gonna hate it. Anyways, this is Driven by Kay Bromberg. This is technically a series. Will I read the whole series? No. It's just this book was gifted to me by my boyfriend, and I really want to at least give it more than 2 chapters worth of a try. I only read the first 2 chapters and I hated it based off that, so I don't know. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below if you think I should continue with that book, if you've read it. If not, also let me know. Because if you think I should just hard DNF and like unhaul immediately, let me know so I can not waste my time. Next, we have the ever controversial Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I've read Twilight, the first book, like 3 times. Have I read the other 3? No. So that's why I want to go ahead and read Twilight again so that I can have it fresh in my mind for when I plow through the rest of the series. So obviously on this TBR we have New Moon, we have Eclipse, and finally Breaking Dawn. Okay, last few books. We have, we have The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is a book that I have had on my TBR for like the longest time. That's another thing that all these books have in common. They are like the oldest books on my TBR. So that's why if I don't read any of them by the end of 2024, they gotta go because I've had it for years. I've had them for at least 4 years. Okay, that's a long time. I should have read them by now. But yeah, so that's why this book is on the list. Okay, last 3. We have This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson. I just like reading about queer nonfiction. That's it. We have It's a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. This is actually a fiction book, I believe. But yeah, I heard it's good. Like I said, it's been on my TBR forever. And lastly, So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluo. I hope I pronounced that right. This one, I really don't want to unhaul it because I heard it is a very valuable read. So, with that being said, I hope that I get to this book. Alright y'all, so that was my list of books that will self-destruct if I don't read them by the end of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. All of my social medias will be linked in the description. I have Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Storygraph, and Goodreads, so friend me or follow me on all of those. Always leave me a comment down below recommending books to me because I'm always down for book recommendations. If you just thought of a book that you thought I would like, leave it in the comments down below. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.